Welcome to episode 169 of the UFO Report. I'm Manny Moonraker, and this is UFO Buster Radio. Yesterday, I had some would say a rant about Rendlesham Forest. And actually about legacy incidents altogether. It's all the same shit, all the same bucket. And you know what? Listen, here's the deal. If you're just coming into this ufology thing right from the get-go, brand new, like you still got a little bit of baby fur on your body, and when it comes to ufology, and your mama cat hasn't licked it off yet, then hey, go ahead and jump into every damn legacy incident you can. Go into Roswell, right? Go into Aurora. Yeah, go into the Phoenix light, the Galveston, whatever the fuck lights. You know, go into Rendlesham. Go wherever the hell your freaking little heart desires with all the baby fur on you. But I'm going to tell you this. There is enough bullshit, enough craziness, and let me just be PC about it, enough material to read and view on the internet to last you several lifetimes. And I'm talking about on just one of them. The point that I'm trying to make is don't waste your fucking life on legacy incidents over and over and over again. Don't sit there trying to reinvent and rethink and come up with new conclusions as to what happened to Travis Walton. No fucks are given, even in 2019. By the way, I'm still working on that. I got a bunch of ideas from UBR Truth Seekers about the slogan for this year, but I haven't put one together yet. So I'm still continuing the no fucks are given. So no fucks are given, basically. If you want to continue to waste your life regurgitating the same shit by 10,000 different angles, you can. Though I believe it is ill-advised. As one individual said on YouTube, I don't want to say their names, I don't want people, the haters, to hate on them, is that, you know, he lives around the Rendlesham area, and he sees people camping out waiting to get probed in the forest because, my God, if it happened 40 years ago, why can't it happen to me today? Are you fucking serious? Stop it! You can get probed in the privacy of your own home. You don't need an alien to come do that to you. There's plenty of tools out there you can buy. And if you're lucky, just paint it green or paint it gray, put some big almond eyes on whatever the tool is, and probe away. Don't wait for an alien to do it if that's really what you want. But rarely do people set out to go see E.T. and actually see him. I mean, except if you pay, you know, that guy thousands of dollars, it goes by the name of Greer, to summon E.T. I mean, that guy, he's got some skill, because he can summon E.T. whenever the fuck he feels like it, and that's the truth. I don't know how he does it, man. It must be that reptilian face he's got. Maybe that's what it is. He's a little reptilian-ish to me. And maybe that's how he does it. But no, otherwise, forget about it. So if the probing is what you want, forget it. Don't go to a legacy incident situation there. It's probably not going to happen. Chances are, niet, nada, forget about it. Not going to do it. But yes, go ahead and look at these legacy incidents and, examine them for just a tad little bit. Because guess what? It's 2019. There's plenty of incidents now that in 40 years will become legacy incidents, so you want to jump in on what's happening now. Which is why we're talking about space in this episode. Space, the final frontier. And why do I say that, right? Because there's the reason why these articles are important, right? Especially what a particular country did today. It's because now, I had a name for this. The Pareidolia Pirates. Join me in using this. The Pareidolia Pirates. Pareidolia Pilots. Not pilots. Pirates. I think pirates is better. Pilots, not so much because they sit behind a chair and look at freaking video feeds and pictures all day. They're more like pirates, you know. Hike me, matey. Yeah, they go on there and they take over other people's like videos and shit like that. and NASA videos and claim to find ET somewhere, or artifacts, or SpongeBob, or some shit like that on a different planet. But the pareidolia pirates are going to be going bananas because of what's happening in space this year. They're going to go nuts. So every Virgin Atlantic video, every China video, every damn video and picture that gets posted by any entity or agency going into space will be subject to pirating by the pareidolia pirates, by these guys. They are going to be on it. And you, as a ufology person, you should be on it too. Because you're skeptical. You're skeptical. And that's what's important. So that's the thing. You wanna revisit legacy UFO incidents? Have at it. But don't spend the rest of your life sitting in a dark corner in a chair somewhere under the Ministry of Defense UFO Files building, like inside of a Coke closet, trying to figure out what happened at Rendlesham, because it doesn't fucking matter. And that's my PSA for today. Actually, that's my public service announcement for you new ufology people who has still got the baby fur on you. Everyone else, we've got like dumbass on our foreheads written in Sharpie by now, because it's just fucked up. It really is. Let's get into this new stuff. In case you didn't know it by now, that was the national anthem for China. China! I kind of like doing it like Trump, but he is so good at saying China. It's ridiculous. Man, that man's got some skill in saying China. I can't do it the way he does. But anyway, China, who recently landed a vehicle on the farther side of the moon. Some people call it the far side. If you're one of those, congratulations to you. Happy birthday. But China has basically completed the task. They actually went and landed this little stupid fucking machine on the far side of the moon. I think last time I had issues with saying it, but the article is titled, China Releases Photos from the First Mission to Land on the Far Side of the Moon. The photo is actually included in the episode's image, basically, for this episode. It turns out that China, it's not the first time they land on the moon. They are actually the third country in the world to do a soft landing on the moon. But they are the very first one to land on the dark side. President Jinping, and I'm not making that up, so don't you guys send me any kind of crazy direct messages. The guy's name is Jinping, Xi Jinping. Apparently he says that he made a promise to make China a powerhouse in space exploration. Well, shit, Jinping, you have done it. You have put China on the map, on the moon map. So much for making space great again. Looks like China put the stamp on the moon now, on the far side of the moon. And it's an incredible accomplishment. We're not going to shit on that in any way whatsoever, because they sent us a fucking picture. Now, people are going to say that China really landed on the moon a few years from now. They're going to say that some crazy-ass director from Hollywood faked the whole thing. But it is what it is. Pareidolia pirates, get ready. Because you listen, I would not be surprised if Scott C. Waring actually sees like a Smurf in one of these pictures. A lunar Smurf. Yes, I said that. He's going to see a Smurf, or he's going to see some kind of little alien creature, because there are people who think that there's millions of entities that live on the moon. I've seen that somewhere. Some guy says the military said that he saw some file somewhere. Millions of beings live on the moon. Well, shit, that's fucked up. Because the moon seems like a very lonely place. But there you go, China. Congratulations, China. And yes, the pareidolia pirates will be out in force, looking at every single one of your images, Jinping. So you get ready, because you're going to end up all over the tabloids, and so is your little craft. But good job. We love it. We love you, too. The next article is also important, and it has to do with space, and actually Jinping's little craft is mentioned in it as well. But there are things that we should look at in 2019. The space race is on. The best thing is, it's not just about the country of origin, it's about corporations too. So no fucks given. China, not only do you have NASA in this race, but you also have Elon Musk, right? You also have other corporations like Virgin Galactic, right? Right? You get what I'm saying? So it's not just a country thing. It's not like a Cold War or some shit like that. This is a corporate war. This is business, bitches. It's not just about nationalism anymore. It's a corporate habitat. Space is for the corporation. We saw that in the movie Aliens, right? Or the Alien quadrilogies, or whatever how many fucking movies they made for aliens. It was a corporation. It was a damn corporation that wanted the alien no matter how bad it was. That's where we're at. So China, you better watch your back, bitches, because the corporation's coming after you. The article basically titled, "There is a ton of exciting space stuff on tap for 2019." And there really is. And here's a couple of small things that we're going to look at and talk about just now. But the link for both articles, it's in the description. So you go in there, you check it out, and look at the rest of these interesting items that you should keep top of mind, as they say in corporate America, when it comes to space. Because the pareidolia pirates are going to be all over this, and so should you. Rocket Lab, number 1. Apparently, they made huge strides last year in launching these little tiny, what we call CubeSats. And we know there's been a lot of success with CubeSats. Hell, even Igor Asherbelly and the Asgardians launched a CubeSat to make their presence known in space. I think when you first signed up as a citizen, you got to put a little shitty-ass message into this CubeSat, which in a couple of months came and burned to hell, basically. So it was all lost. But you made your mark in space for a moment, right? Who gives a fuck? But the CubeSats, a big thing. CubeSats, believe it or not, are slightly affordable. So what happens now when CubeSats are launched all the fucking time? Guess what? Even the regular people can get together and launch a CubeSat for whatever fucking reason. I remember Big O and I were thinking about doing that 3 years ago, just to look for UFOs. Have a CubeSat just surrounded by cameras, a 360-degree view. What a fucking sight that would be. But there you go. CubeSat's huge. As a ufologist, you should be on this. Even as a pretend ufologist, you should be on this. Space tourism. We all saw Virgin Galactic right before the end of the year. Bam! They reached low orbit, and their people are now commercial space pilots. And they're going to be awarded that this year by NASA in an official ceremony. I mean, hey, you can't ask for more than that. But right on their tails is Blue Origin. They didn't make their deadline last year for getting into low orbit. But apparently they're going to take care of it within the next month or two. And they're going to have passengers go into what might be space. Here's a funny thing about Blue Origin. They have no idea whether or not you can call where they're going, low orbit or space. So you might want to check your ticket when you buy it. You might even look for cancellations. Fuck all that. Now, the other thing is for Virgin Galactic is the fact that there's a kind of a debate of whether or not these flights will happen. Also, because, I mean, they just got one successful test, but we'll have to see what happens and whether or not these paying tourists are going to pony up the cash that they're asking for. Another one, the Starship, SpaceX, Elon Musk and his Starship. Man, did you see the pictures of that thing? Holy Flash Gordon, what the fuck are you doing? That's crazy. an amazing craft that he's planning up in his genius brain of his, that whole super heavy rocket stuff. But here's the deal. Even with all of this, it turns out Elon Musk still has to convince the investors and government officials that everything's on the up and up and this shit is actually going to work. Something to keep an eye on. Knowing Mr. Musk, he's going to make it happen. Listen, I have no doubt that guy is going to make whatever he's going to do happen. And, hey, to be honest, if you sign up for not Virgin Galactic, what the fuck am I saying? If you sign up for that Starship trip, you're taking your life into your own hands. And actually, you're giving up your fucking life because your life here on the planet is fucked. You're taking a one-way ticket to Mars, where you hope to be part of a new colony. Radiation might kill you before you reach the ripe old age of maturity. So hopefully no old people go. But, hey, if something happens on the way over there, it's a risk you're taking. You're paying about $200,000-$300,000, maybe more, in order to risk your life. So, listen, it's a risk that anyone on that particular craft is going to take. So, investors should just shut the fuck up and pony up the money, and the government should just sit back and watch, because it's a good lesson for NASA. Yeah, NASA. So other things that you might find in this article are the commercial activities with NASA, basically commercial space, a happening thing. And, of course, things like the China incident on the moon, and also the other stuff that's happening, like around that meteor, Bennu. We have Osiris going around there in that little orbit, trying to examine Bennu. So, hey, there's a lot of things happening in space, and you guys should stay abreast to this. Don't forget to follow me, the podcast, and everything UFO Buster Radio on social media. Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. But above all, share, like, and subscribe. There is nothing more important than that. That's all I have to say. And I want to let go of this particular episode with China's accomplishments by playing the Chinese national anthem, because they did it right. They put their foot in it, as they say. They put their foot in it. And they sent us proof. So China, Excelsior.